This is like a revelation.
What is that?
He says about Thompson. Well, he talks about this journalist that in the 60s were very objective. No, actually, in the 60s, a lot of journalists were very objective, but Thompson was very different.
Okay.
He was putting frequently himself in the story.
Okay, so it's right for
in a first-person narrative.
Yeah.
And Thompson often experimented with. I just found this one on.
It's cool. Keep it.
With hallucinogenic drugs.
Hallucinogenic? Oh, really?
Yeah, it was experimented. This could be seen as a reason why his work is blurred.
Blurred?
Look at that.
Blurred.
The distinction between
Look, wow, it's like for that.
Between the fact and the friction and the fiction. Man,
this is what we're talking about. Yeah, keep it.
you just found this, man. Like, can you believe that? Hallucination, portal, put yourself in the first person narrative, hallucinate, like blur. You talk about blurry things the last
all
2
day.
days.
Yeah.
It's in my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And we just get this
I don't
fucking
know.
random paper.
I have this. It's like alchemist book, you know. It happens sometimes.
Man, this is incredible. This is actually means, my dear friend, that we are where we have to be.
In Portal.
No, we are where we have to be, Ignas. We are in the path. We are in the path. We are in the
Path.
We are
Yeah.
in the path. You know, we are in the.
On the right path. With
the
the
right
idea,
path.
like following the good right path.
So sometimes you want to make sure when you're running something, you're actually like adjusting and see if there's any of the surroundings and the environment that will tell you, says, yeah, you're doing right. Keep it that way. You know what I'm saying?
It's alchemist book.
And it's this is incredible.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even getting surprised when I having these sometimes because
No, to me are very important because these signs, they stick on they could reinforce the ideas of my works, and they make the works stronger and deeper.
Yeah,
so
but
especially sometimes I have to.
you read Alchemist.
No,
You have to read it. If
No,
you have to read it.
I shouldn't.
Huh? You shouldn't?
I think I shouldn't because it's already happening.
Yeah, but it encourages these things.
Really?
It's good book. It's very positive. Doesn't rob you of any energies.
You think it's not dangerous?
No.
I don't want to get to the dark octopus.
No, it's very bright. It's very positive. It's only sounds alchemist, but the story is about this young kid who traveled to Saqqara, met a woman, met like was following symbols. Let's bounce. Do you want to go home or let's find another sign in another park?
I feel like we should keep it
Stop it at this point?
yeah. No, but even try to walk a bit around here, mate.
Ah,
There's something imaginary
So,
that is about to happen. But I think already we are inside the idea of the music video. This could be one of the locations. Somehow, I don't know why. This is what I feel like.
oh yeah.
You know, when you find these things that tells you what we just talked about.
This is fucking crazy. Yeah. I saw the paper, but I thought,
Man, could be anything, to be fair, Ignas.
uh-huh.
Could be anything. Could have been, I don't know, dinosaurs, sports, could be a kid, could be different language.
Yes.
Could have been fucking
Anything.
anything. And it was,
The stuff we just speak about for the past 2 days. Okay, so what does this tell us?
This is very intriguing, and he's gonna make the sounds of the music video powerful. These are the things that make things powerful.
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, when it's happening in reality. But you know, I haven't read The Alchemist. I haven't read, unfortunately. But what I read when I'm studying, and I told you all the time, it's my love for psychogeographical.
Was that how it works?
So it's the study of an environment to the actual impact on the individual things.
Very interesting. It's like architecture as well.
Yeah, so it's architecture to the emotions of the humans. Could be even design. Could be, well, I have a lot of applies. Could be very dark as well. It's about the synchronicity as well. What the human brain decides to choose or to not choose. What do you like and what you don't like. Why you prefer to sit down in that chair instead of the other chair. Because the way is, so in a way it's pointed out ideas. So the psychogeography, it's the study of a certain point in a certain time when imagination and reality they just drop at the same spot at the same time, with the human being the protagonist of this event. His brain, his emotions, they actually say, well, I'm actually inside this incredible, it's about, what happened to us now was a psychogeographical point. We just stumbled on a psychogeographical point when imagination and reality merge in the same spot.
I like it.
Is that what I'm saying? So it's like a sort of synchronicity. So, and you go on the map and you put an X. But by the point that that happened, that sort of things, that could change the way you perceive things, could finalize things in your life, could change the way you think, could change the way you believe about yourself, That's incredible. If you were unsure, after you stumbled into like a sort of psychogeographical point, you might gonna find the final idea, or something that you weren't sleeping about because you were so worried. It could be, just like a yellow strap.
And it would remind you something. Then your thought train would go somewhere different.
Yeah. I tell you the story. It's happened to me. At the beginning, I used to call them just the synchronicity events. When there's some psychological effects on reality, when you're going somewhere and you feel yourself in a psychological place. So I remember that 4 years ago. We can even shoot this if you want. I'd like to talk.
Battery is dying, but if it's quick.
I would like to talk this on the camera just to be memorized.
Tell me.
So, circa 4 years ago, I first came in London, and I used to go into. I chose the best cafe that was just down the road of my house. The name of the cafe was Cooper and Wolf. Now it's
Elderfield. No.
But it was like a Swedish cafe, very greasy, And I remember it was the first time I was very excited to be in London. I don't know. I choose that. That cafe to me was my favorite one because one day happened something. I came down and I was took one of these newspapers, this, and I just opened the newspaper and I was seeing these exhibitions about different painters, and someone and there was like an exhibition happening, and these painters and sorry, not painters, photographers. They were photographers. And I stumbled on this picture of this girl called Lauren Widrow, this Texan girl from Texas. And this girl, she in this picture she was describing fleeting moments. That was the name of the picture. In the picture there wasn't that. It was just the desert of Texas and just this band and just these stoplights of this big car. There wasn't that, to be fair. I don't know why, but in a way, I took the newspaper and I went back at home after the coffee time that I had in the and I had a nap and I slept and during my sleep I had this vision, the same vision of the picture, but was slightly different. I saw this little girl replaced by the car, and this little girl holding a plastic bag with some fallen leaves, and on the other hand she was holding a tank of bleach. And she was staring at the camera like in a sort of zombie. It was very creepy. I just opened the eyes and I was this vision is this girl, a little girl with this white dress, the plastic bags with this fallen leaves, and on the other side this tank of bleach. Makes me want to write down a song about it. And I did. And I wrote this song. And I put it down on papers. And I called that song the same as pictures of Lauren Widrow, fleeting moments. Once I was putting down this little demo vocal, I sent it over a couple of weeks later to Lauren. I found her contact, and she replied to me like a couple of weeks later. And Lauren, she told me that she was very busy. She was in New York, and the exhibition was already finished in London, and I missed that. But I didn't know anything about her. And Lauren came up to me, came with the email says that what she heard on the songs were reminded her her child. And that's actually why that was the first day in my life that I thought in my head, look at that, I'm in a cafe, sitting down, took a random paper, go home. I don't know anything about this girl, I just saw a picture, like a still picture, it was even blurry. And I just got back home, I just fantasized enough about this. I fantasized by the time that I was finding an idea there was actually the link up with some other forces that I don't know anything about it, but they will link them to her in the other side of the world where she actually lived. And I don't know anything about this girl. I don't know anything. That's actually why I found this and I started having more of these times now. After that was the first one very clear to me. I never published that song, Fleeting Moments, but one day I will, I think. But that song, Ignas, was for me very important. That song was, but not even the song. The fact that I was going to a cafe and I was feeding myself. That cafe was feeding myself. And I'll tell you one more story. The thing is that cafe, when the cafe got closed, I didn't have any more of those insights. didn't happen anymore. The furniture changed. The spirit of the place just literally changed. And I really I had to leave the place. It wasn't my even though there was on that spot. It didn't actually give me any more insights, any more inspiration. So I should have looking for a new one. And I found it like my journey, other interesting places when I was feeding myself. But that place lost its power by the time that he lost his power. By the time that he was literally like driving spirit somewhere else. Ig. That's incredible. You know, that's what really mesmerized me, you know? Mesmerized me, you know? It's this power of so it didn't happen anymore.
Do you think it's related to the owner? Did the owner changed?
The owner changes as well. No,
so because the owners brought some elements they related to, then you related to their elements.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of a train of...
It was a kind of a train, like a path, like a journey of things that will kind of link up to my emotions. And then the surroundings, the furniture, they work it out in the way that I was making myself so vividly. I mean, they came up into my eyes at the end. There's this part come to you that you can't control, and it just gets into your head. I think psychogeography still has to...
I have to remember this.
It's not
name.
an exact science, unfortunately. And
yeah, well,
it's a pseudoscience.
It's like a bit of a spiritual kind of thing.
It could be spiritual in a way, but it's actually the way inspirations are working, I think. If you are aware of this. The thing is, most of the people, the reason why they are not aware. But you know, reality itself is the best drug ever. It's the most psychedelic drug ever. You don't need to take any drugs. It's, you know, everything. It's in front of you. Even that, it's your most obvious. This is my humble philosophy of making myself in art. This is the way I'm working. This is the way I work. The record that I'm going to about to work, and the music video we're trying to make, I want strongly to point it out, this idea, subtle, not too much out there, but give to the people, they have these brains, they have these bright minds. I want to give them these insights through the work we're gonna do. You know, we want to try to show the how potential, how strong it could be this, and how strong could be this work I would say mapping inspirations that you have to be scared of. There's nothing to be scared. You know, tracking the process of making something happening is actually a treasure. It's not something that you have to escape from. You have to collect it. You have to hold it. You have to put it in an archive. You know, I found this paper, and this paper has, you know, now has a value. It has a value that it's more related. So whatever is gonna be the outcome of the music video we're gonna do, this one has the most value than the actual outcome of the music video we're gonna shoot. I mean, acknowledging the fact they could be very famous or, you know, popular or stuff like that. But this paper itself is actually it's like an interstellar. It's like a gate to open, you know, and to get the idea visible in front of you. And you know, in a way, you have to it's not just a paper that you have to throw it away, but you have to collect it. You have to find a way to archive these things, to put it like and said, oh, this song was about the path that I have, and I was collecting some bits and bobs throughout making the idea, shaping the idea, and all of them they have to stick in a sort of archive when you track the idea, because tracking the idea is like it's sometimes even more important than the outcome. The process, the mapping of inspirations, mapping them up in a certain path could be stronger than the actual ending, than the actual, you go from A to B, but you just show to the crowd B, because you want to show the finalizations of something. I think it's what is very important. It's showing B, but being confident enough to show from A to B, which are the object and the skeleton keys that you use along the path, and this makes you principled. That makes your experience unique, different than anyone. There's no other way you're gonna sound the same, because it's your story and it doesn't have to relate to anyone. And so that could be the standing. That could be the point of your truly unique style. If you're gonna point it out, something new in the world of art. So if you find something that it's strongly close to you, don't take it for granted. Keep it with you. Keep it with you strongly, because it could be the treasure of a new way of thinking, of a new style of making art, or whatever you're gonna do in your life, your creative life. Don't be aware of this every day. Be aware of that. There's reality, and you have to be off rail many times. You have to. It's a challenge to be off, but you have to find a way to perceive things in a different way from the actual usual path of the boring society and its procedures. So the more you off, the more the insight comes to you. Even then, you don't be scared to look weird and to look off. If you're if you're sure about that you having something strong that you work, there's nothing wrong about being freak, or especially if you're pointing out some new morals and new principles of the society into the society, and try to get them inside the nerves, and inspire other people's lives, and maybe help them. I don't know. Even them. To be honest, I'm not trying to have a proper goal. I don't, But what is really interesting, it's the journey. It's the journey.
Exploration.
Yeah, it's the journey. Even though it could be exhausting, it's the journey. Keep the eyes open.